One of the most natural experiences of being human is feeling pain. And this is the thing that we are programmed against from very early stages in our life. We are told it's bad to feel pain. We are told we should not feel pain. We should not cry because when our loved ones see us in pain, it hurts them. But rather than feel their own pain, they were also taught not to feel the pain. So they see us in pain, they feel pain, they cancel our pain, their own pain has been cancelled, and all of this begins our journey of suffering. The suffering is the disconnection we experience from whatever is natural, and that's pain. We are the more we are avoiding pain, the more we are avoiding reality, the reality of pain, and the pain of reality, the more we are suffering. Pain is a completely natural part of life. It's an essential part of life. It's what helps us to grow and evolve. And without pain, we become dead, we become numb. Reality becomes empty. This is meaningless. But suffering is completely unnecessary. Suffering is what is born from resistance to pain, avoidance of pain, and teaching ourselves to feel pain again, which is something very natural for us. We should not have to teach ourselves. It's more of a remembering. But yeah, remembering how to feel pain again, teaching ourselves to feel pain again, however you want to look at it, is one of the most essential skills as adult humans in this day and age. Because this is what connects us to life. This is what brings us back into connection with ourselves. This disconnection that we experience. So what the way I'll explain it is that we the moment pain comes up and is not felt, we disconnect from it and we split into two. There's the real us that is in pain, and then there's another part of us which gets born in separation, in the avoidance of pain, and that is the ego. And this ego is doing everything possible not to feel the pain, to protect us from pain, because that's the programming it has received. And so the whole ego identity is focused around protecting us from pain, protecting us from the most natural experience we can have as humans. And it pretends to be very noble, this ego. So do our parents. Like they're protecting us from pain. That's the most noble thing to do, right? No, it's not. We have to break this illusion that pain is a bad thing. We have to break this belief that pain is bad. We have to allow ourselves to feel pain. We have to allow others to feel pain. This does not mean inflicting pain on yourself and being a masochist. This does not mean being a sadist and inflicting pain on others. Just allowing the natural pain that's part of life. The pain of losing something you love, the pain of being abandoned, the pain of being rejected. All of these are natural experiences of life. They happen. We get rejected, we get abandoned, we experience loss. All of that is so natural. And just allowing ourselves to feel the pain, allowing ourselves to cry, it's healthy. And it's what keeps us connected to life. It's what then transforms into peace, into pleasure, because it's that saying, right? Like, rather have loved and lost than never loved at all. And a lot of people, once they love and they lose, they don't want to love again because the pain of that love is so strong. And they've forgotten that they are powerful enough to feel the pain. You are strong enough to feel pain. This is something I'm going through very strongly right now because one of my dogs, when he came to me, he had already moved 4 houses. And then he came to me and he stayed with me, and I felt chosen and I felt so special. And he was staying and he was staying and he was staying. And also because I had fences around my house, so he could not leave. So I did not even know if he wants to leave or not. So I created this reality that he's chosen me and he wants to be with me. He's been with me for 3.5 years. Since I've moved houses and there aren't the same kinds of fences here, He's had the freedom to move about. And after the first couple of weeks, he went back to his authentic self, which was to go on an adventure. And he ended up finding a new home with a new person that he enjoys spending more time with. And I've literally been abandoned and rejected by my dog if I look at it from that lens. But if I just see it that that is who he is, he had his place in my life, and then he's moved on and chosen someone else. The story is not finished, it's still unfolding. So the pain has been very real because literally, like, he's been going to that house every single day. And even when I go to pick him up, he doesn't want to come back with me. Even when the house is empty and the lady is not there, he just stays there waiting for her. So he would rather be in an empty house waiting for her than come spend time with me here. And all of that has been painful to experience after spending 3.5 years with him and having so much love shared between us, feeling chosen by him in the beginning, and then now feeling this I'm being dumped by a dog, in a way. And it's been painful. And I've just allowed myself to feel the pain, staying connected to myself, staying connected to the love, not making up stories of he stopped loving me. No, he still loves me, and now he's also found someone else, and that's new and that's fresh and that's entertaining, and he's spending time there. But I don't lose the love for him. He doesn't lose the love for me. I can still hold space in my heart and feel the pain of him making choices that he doesn't want to spend time with me here. And this is one example. Of course, I've experienced many different examples of pain. I've felt betrayed by some of the people very close to me who rejected me, who made up lies about me. I felt separation, the loss from relationships, deep pain. And the first relationship, when it ended, took me 7 years to overcome it fully. The initially there was pain and then it moved on, but underneath, like layers under layers under layers, there was pain that had lasted for 7 years. And it's not like I was actively in pain every single day, but I was holding on to that loss and not allowing myself to fully release it, to fully grieve it. And I was holding on to this pain, protecting myself from feeling it for 7 years. And all of it was because I just did not know how to feel pain because I had been disconnected from my natural ability to feel pain. This program had been introduced by family, by culture, by the world that don't feel pain. Just move on to another person. Move, like replace. If you're feeling pain, just go do something else. Be happy, eat a chocolate, eat an ice cream, go have sex with someone else, go do something that will make you stop feeling this. And I did that for a long time. I was just using substances, abusing substances for 9 years. I was heavily addicted or not addicted to, but just abusing excessively substances. And now, over the past 11 years, I've just not touched anything. I went from smoking 40 cigarettes a day to zero overnight. And it has pretty much stayed that way for 11 years now. And I used to be smoking 8 to 10 joints of marijuana a day, and it's gone to zero again overnight, that same night. And 11 years later, it's still at zero. All because I allow myself to feel whatever I'm feeling. I allow myself to feel the pain, and that keeps me connected to life. And then the pain moves, and then I remember the love behind it, and I feel the joy, and I feel pleasure because life keeps moving and nice things also keep happening. But when you disconnect from yourself and you stop feeling everything. That's when the emptiness starts creeping in because there is this pain underneath which blocks you from feeling anything. Because until you feel the pain and move on from that, you cannot feel other things. And this emptiness just starts building up more and more and more, and you become a shell. And if you just allow yourself to feel the pain without making up stories about it, and just allow yourself to grieve the loss, without feeling that you have lost something of yourself is, if you remember your wholeness in this, that you have always been whole. You haven't lost your wholeness. What you've lost is something that was outside of you. But a lot of the times when we are feeling a void in ourselves, we try to fill that void with other people or with substances or with something. And then when we are losing that, it almost feels like a part of us is being ripped out. But that was never part of you, that was another person. And that void, underneath that void, is your essential wholeness. So, in this pain, as you're feeling this pain, if you can connect with your wholeness and realize that you are whole, you are an individual, and you have been with individuals, and that becomes a bigger whole. And when you lose that, yes, you're losing this bigger whole, but you still have your wholeness. You're not losing your wholeness ever. Your wholeness, your soul is intact. And if you can just keep connecting to that and remembering that, someday the pain moves completely. And then life keeps happening and pain comes and pain goes, but you're not blocked in it and you keep feeling everything, the beauty, the pleasure, the bliss. But underneath it all is the contrast of the pain. And without that contrast, everything else is meaningless. The love gets a lot more meaningful when you know you can lose it. And when you lose it, that's when you remember how special it was. But if it's just, oh, it was great, and now I've moved on to another person, there was no pain, that was not really special. If there was no pain, if there was no loss, you never really had anything. It was just empty. It was very superficial. You know you have something when you lose it. That's when you have the full appreciation of it. And all the pain that happens in between keeps making you appreciate what you have. And having that appreciation, being connected to that, is part of what makes the whole experience special. But if you're not connected to that and you're just in pain, in suffering, always feeling like there's something wrong, always in the fear of losing, not actually being present in the appreciation of what is there, but you're in the fear of what will happen. All of that is based in pain that you have still not processed, that is still hanging, that your ego is trying to protect you from. There's a past pain which you remember, which you're trying to avoid, and you're doing everything possible to prevent that pain from happening again. That's how the ego is designed, that's how the ego functions. If you allow it to keep functioning that way, you will just stay stuck in those patterns again and again and again, trying to prevent pain, trying to prevent loss, trying to prevent abandonment and rejection. And you just keep recreating the same thing over and over and over again. And the only way to break through that is to say, it's going to happen. Pain is going to happen, however it happens, whether it's natural loss or separation, rejection, abandonment, whatever it is, pain is going to happen. But I will be fine because I'm strong. The ground reality is pain, but you're strong enough for that. And if you just allow yourself to remember your strength, then you can have all the beautiful things in life. Because this is what we are afraid of. We don't allow ourselves to have the best things in life because we're too afraid of the pain of losing them. If you have the best relationship of your life, it's going to hurt a lot when it's gone or when something happens in between it. And if you can allow yourself to have that pain, then you can have the best things in life. And just allow yourself to keep building this capacity for pain. And that same capacity is also the capacity for pleasure and fulfillment and joy and love and beauty. It's all connected. You cannot have a capacity for love without having a capacity for pain. That's not real love at all. And if you have that capacity for love, know that there will be pain and it's okay. And then that pain will move and there'll be a fresh capacity for even more love, even greater love. or to love more people at the same time, different types of relationships. You can have a romantic partner, you can have a soul family, best friends, your birth family, everything. You can have it all. And it's all about your capacity for pain. And if you have been experiencing disconnection and it's showing up externally, you feel disconnected from the world, you feel disconnected from life, you feel disconnected from people, your partner, from your family, your parents, maybe even your children, you just feel disconnected. That's a sign that you have been avoiding pain. And the way to connect is through the pain. Feel the pain of disconnection first. Just feel how painful it is to not be connected to the people that you love. And a lot of the times we are too afraid to go there because, especially if it's a strained relationship, what if the other person doesn't reciprocate? Yes, that is painful. But not allowing yourself to feel anything for it just leaves you empty. It's a lot healthier to feel the pain and move from it than just being stuck in avoiding the painful reality of the relationship. If you feel the pain and you accept that, okay, this person doesn't want me in their life, but this person, we are incompatible. There's an acceptance and moving on in that, and there's just a rejection of, I don't even want to feel that. I don't want to feel that my, let's say my mom has been very critical my whole life, and I don't feel like she loves me. I don't even want to feel the pain of that, so I just avoid facing that reality, and I just feel disconnected rather than it hurts. And I accept that, okay, I don't want this in my life, so I have a boundary. There is distance, but at least I'm not stuck in that pain. I accept that that is what it is. I feel the pain of it and I accept that it's what it is, but it doesn't diminish my wholeness anymore. It doesn't minimize me anymore. I allow myself to know that it's people have wounds, people have pain, people have their own disconnection, people have their own pain that causes them to spread that pain to others. But I can still be whole. And the only way to remember that wholeness is to feel through the pain and realize it wasn't you. And that is what it means to be human. So, the title of this live stream is To Let Your Heart Ache and to discover the power of pain, to discover your strength to handle pain. And this is the transmission for day 32 of my 64-day journey. So, I'm 50% through and it feels amazing. And I'm equally excited for the next 32 days. So, I hope this message helps you to open up and connect to yourself more and to move through any pain that has been stuck, anything that you have been avoiding, anything that is causing you disconnection from yourself, from life, from the world, from your humanity, from humanity. Just allow yourself to feel the pain and allow that to move you and discover pleasure and bliss and fulfillment and joy and love beyond that pain. That's it for today. I hope you give it a like, share it, comment so that it reaches other people. And I will see you tomorrow for day 33. Thank you.